Orange Cassidy got a little backstage promo this week in which he told Renee that 4 very strange men will be fighting each other for the honor of fighting him on Dynamite next week. He delivered this information.
He said he wanted Tony Khan to gather like some of his friends and his enemies and some of his friends' sort of enemies. But like then the list of men was just like, oh,
men.
Like,
it's just men. You could have, you know what you could have said? I asked Tony Khan to gather some men to fight.
Like the randomest group he could find with little to no relationship with me. I mean, Kip Sabian and the Butcher, like, sure, but...
You could have just said, Tony, could I get a pick and mix of men? That's what I'm looking for.
Tony, just pick them out of a hat. Who gives a shit?
I like it's like the opposite of Guard sees them. He's like sitting back in the throne like, Tony, bring me some men.
Bring me men. Bring me men and let's make merry. Later, OC also came out with, he came out for Greg's match versus Wardlow. So this was Greg / Trent with OC, Chuck, and Rocky ringside along with Adam Cole and the Kingdom ringside for Wardlow. Wardlow did win. Well, no. You know what? Let's start here. Greg was wearing his bib again. Can we talk about Greg's bib?
Why? Why does he wear that?
It's like he's
it's so crazy.
He's been cutting the tank top like down and down and down to show off his arms and shoulders until like it doesn't connect anymore, and now it just flops around. But why?
It looks like a garment that he only wears that he only owns so he can wear it when his mom is giving him a haircut so he doesn't get hair on his neck. Like, that's the only... Why is this happening? Greg, I love you so much. I'd die for you. Why are you wearing a bib every week on live TV? It's so funny. Look, and it's the neck is still so tight. Like often when they trim their shirts like to make a tank, like Dustin loves to do that low neck, so it's just like your nips out. I mean, I wish I saw it more, Dustin. To be honest, I'd love to see your nipple a little more, but Greg, it's still that tight little neckline, and then it's just flapping in the wind.
And to wear it once might be an accident, but twice seems like carelessness, you know?
So true, Oscar. Yeah, so we don't know why Greg is arraying himself that way, but then he lost to Wardlow. And now, Leah, do you want to read what your man said this week?
It wasn't my lover Eric Beeston. It was the B player. Who's completely,
nothing
normal.
To you.
No, he's nothing to me. But he did make me extremely angry because this quote, I stopped dead and was like, what the fuck? He said, even though Wardlow had a huge power advantage, he also had the upper hand outside the ring with the entire Undisputed Kingdom by his side. All Beretta had was an injured Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero, and Orange Cassidy for backup. Okay, Adam Cole is also injured.
Adam Cole is more injured than Dustin. Dustin doesn't have a little splint on his foot.
He wasn't even pretending to limp this week. Yeah.
Go to hell. This is degrading.
Incredible hell.
I mean, the fact that Greg had to lose to Wardlow at all, it's like, and this on top of it, give me a break.
It's sickening because Manolo also was talking about this and being like, and that really built Wardlow up as a power player and like blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, to be honest, Wardlow is always having to be built and never building himself. I'm sorry, not to be cruel, but Greg is actually one of Tony Khan's specialist boys. Yeah. And I don't
think had half the chances that Wardlow has, and he does way more with the chances.
He's made the most of them. I don't think he should ever have lost to a nasty little beef man like Wardlow. But he did, and then Wardlow immediately began body slamming him, which is again offensive, and like he doesn't respect Greg. It's disrespectful. So then everyone had to slide into the ring. Orange Cassidy, injured Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero, who goes here full time now. They're all going to slide into the ring to get Wardlow.
Like it's like you're playing with the neighbor kids, but like the next door neighbor, like their cousin is just in town, like kind of a lot, and you don't understand like why he's here so much. But like no one ever is like, oh, Rocky's going to be here. It's just like he just shows up. And you're like, okay.
At a certain point, you're like, does Rocky have a bedroom in this house?
Right?
Does Rocky live here? And then you're not supposed to ask questions like that for some reason.
It's like, is something going on with Rocky's parents? Like, is it on the rocks? Like,
from what I've heard, the answer is yes. The answer is that quite a lot's been going on with Rocky's parents over in
having
Japan.
Some issues. Yeah, it's
having some issues. All right. So then they had to kind of scare him off, and then Greg was really, really mad, which is understandable, Greggy. Honestly, we're really mad too. He's really mad that he lost to Wardlow. So he did push Orange Cassidy. And so my recapper, Manolo, said, one thing to keep an eye on, Trent shoved Orange Cassidy out of frustration after the match. Best friends squashed the incident, but this is another breadcrumb on the trail of tension from Trent. I want to say something. If I were following breadcrumbs from a member of Best Friends, like into the woods trying to get somewhere, the place I would get is
lost.
Like nowhere, lost.
Yeah,
because the other side of the woods, no way. I'd be in a pit.
One breadcrumb for every like quarter mile. And also the lesson of breadcrumbs is that they're not a good trail because the birds eat them. You got to use rocks.
And it is like sometimes you'd be like, I found a breadcrumb, and then you look at it later, you're like, that was an acorn. That was not bread.
I think someone else was just eating an acorn. Here. Yeah,
that was a koosh ball.
Dustin's eating a baguette in a promo for some reason. Some crumbs fell, but it wasn't meaningful crumbs.
Dustin later he's so like, can't believe how stupid you are. He's just like, you followed my I was eating a sandwich. I was just having a sandwich. Like, you shouldn't follow that. Eating a sandwich, then threw the sandwich away. Birds ate the sandwich. They take the crumbs places.
And now you're mad you just got led to a trash can? Like, okay, I don't think that's my fault.
Why would you follow me into the forest? What's wrong with you? I didn't ask you to follow me in the forest. In fact, I tried to run away.
We're like, because we like you. He says, don't. Stop.
I have done everything I can to discourage you from following me into this forest.
I can't be more clear. I'm not interested in having fans. Okay?
And I don't know why he wouldn't be interested. When we say the kind of beautiful things that we say about him and his body and what we think about it, I don't see why he wouldn't welcome that into his life.
This week on ONR, James was like, I'm sorry to the Tunnel Talk girls, but I have to say this.
No.
Best friends are never going to get a belt. And I was like, of course they're never going to get a belt.
Of course we know that.
Don't you think we live with the indignity of that knowledge every day?
Every day we wake up.
Every day.
We wake up and we open our eyes and we know they will never get a belt. And then we just have to go to work.
What choice do we have but to still say things like give best friends the bells? We know that would usher in a utopia, a golden age that had never been seen before, would never be seen again. We know that would fix everything. We know it would fix everything. We know it won't happen. We know it will never happen.
Everyone would be like, the feeling's back. The ratings would be incredible. Merch sales, ticket sales.
Morale backstage would be at an all-time high. And morale in my home? Through the roof.
Through the roof.
It wouldn't be the bleak midwinter here anymore. It would be the party summer, baby. I'm dancing.
It would be summer of my mental health, yeah.
The dopamine levels would be 10 times any cold shower we could ever take.
Dopamine. Serotonin. Blasting the roof off.
It would be capturing a bat in a Tupperware every day.
Capturing a bat in a Tupperware. It'd be sending a message to your work team to say, hey guys, sorry I'm going to miss our 1 p.m. meeting with Sebastian. I have to drive a lab bat in Tupperware to the health department, which is some message I sent yesterday.
It would be like that every minute
every day.
Of every day.
Every day.
But we know it never will be.
It never will
be. Don't be cruel to us. Be kind to us. Don't be
Tell
cruel.
us, girls, someday, maybe.
Yeah, James. Tell us maybe someday.
Hey, James, could you just say to us, I won't move the football this time. I won't take the football away this time, girls. I'll let you kick it this time. We'll believe you. Yeah. Let us believe you.
That's all we have.
My God.
Those moments before the football gets chipped away, those are precious moments for us.
They move so slow, luxuriously slow. You think everything is going to be okay. Jenny Holzer is right. You can go along for so long in those moments. Okay. Anyway, do you think best friends are going to heel turn? Do you think that this is the only thing I want to say, actually, okay? Every single member of Best Friends has given us heel turn vibes that some recapper or whatever has been like, keep your eye on at some point in the past 2 years. Orange Cassidy, corrupted by the belt. Trent, corrupted by being annoyed at Orange Cassidy. Dustin just likes having a chainsaw in his hands. Chris is being seduced by Stokely Hathaway. Of course, this team could heel turn. Should we be reading anything into anything they do? A. And if No. Okay. All I want to say is that it should all for one and one for all. Okay? I don't want to see any member of this group turning on the other members of this group and doing something without them. I want to see you sit down and you have a group vote. We're going to be bad guys or we're going to be good guys. If you're bad guys, you're allowed to push each other and be mean to each other more than you are now. You do not break up this group.
Yeah. You get Barry Bloom together, you negotiate.
Yeah. If Best Friends breaks up for any reason, we are the bat.
We're out.
We're in the we're out. We're
the bat in the toilet.
That'll be the last fucking straw.
We're in a Tupperware.
You are tuning into a supernatural Bible podcast from then on because that is the end for me.
A supernatural Bible podcast would be so funny.
It's just me telling you guys plots of supernatural.
Like the ones that relate to like when they go to war on God or whatever. Yeah. And then I'm like, here's a Bible passage that's sort of related. And then we discuss that.
That would be helpful because I've read a lot of things about supernatural where I didn't understand if they made it up or if it was from the Bible. Anyway, so at the end of the day, Wardlow sucks. Never break up best friends. They can turn heel if they want to. They can do anything they want to. They could kill a man. Is that no, they can't kill anyone.
Are you no, I think they could. That'd be fun.
Okay, great.
They could kill Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
They can kill Brandon Cutler. They can do anything they want. Don't break them up. That's all. That's all I gotta say. You know what? At this stage in the game, if they're just eating sandwiches and it doesn't go anywhere, that's fine. We're so limp to it at this point.
I mean, I was just happy that they all came out to support Greg in his match because so often lately it's been like OC coming out with like Hook for no reason. And you're just like, okay, cool. I'll just go die then. That's fine.
This is so troubling. I completely missed Orange Cassidy. Like at a certain point I was like, when did he get out there? And everyone was like, he came out with them. I was like, I didn't see him.
I was rewatching stuff and I looked because you had said that. And actually he like, when he comes out, he's kind of like the angle, like he's blocked by like Greg's body. And then because he's kind of behind them. So he wasn't.
That's good to hear. That makes me feel better. Okay, well, my energy levels got so high for a minute.
It's hard to wrap things up at this point. Yeah.
Woo. Did I fail to bring up anything you really wanted to talk about?
What do you think Dustin would do with a bat in the house?
Oh my God. I think
he'd shriek,
non-zero chance he'd make someone else deal with it.
Yeah.
Can't you see that?
Probably OC.
he like they're not living together anymore, but he'd call OC and be like, "Hey, I've got a real situation over here.
There's a bat in the toilet.
There's a bat in the toilet." So
do you think Dustin would ever mislead someone? Like would mislead Orange Cassidy to get him over to deal with the bat? Like would he say something like, "I have a present for you," or "I just want to hang out really bad," and then when OC gets over there, it's just like there's bat in the toilet,
and then later
I need you to deal with the bat in the toilet.
Yeah, we can totally play Settlers of Catan, but could you take a look at something for me in the bathroom?
And then later, when they're telling this story to someone else, OC's like, yeah, and he got me over here under false premises. And Dustin is like completely unprepared.
He's like, yeah.
He's
just like, well, what was I going to do?
What was I going to do with that bat?
There's a bat.
What was I going to do? I love the idea. I would love to get to listen to Chuck Taylor be like, the one thing I miss about living with OC, built-in bat control. Built-in bat control.
He did make me get tested for rabies, but he doesn't take care of the bats.
I think that OC, real life OC, I think he would make Dustin get tested for rabies.
Yeah.
Like he install something in his house, like a bidet.
Yeah. A bidet, yeah.
Mainly.
Well, I have a bidet as well, actually, and they're very luxurious.
And did you get Orange Cassidy to install that?
I installed it myself, actually.
Wow. She's a powerful woman.
I don't have OC on speed dial, so I installed it myself, actually.
It's like I had to take care of that bat myself. I would have loved to call OC to come take care of it.
Oh my God. We'd all love to call OC. Unfortunately, Chuck Taylor's the only one who's allowed to call OC to come deal with a bat in his toilet.